Welcome back to another installment of Professor Charles's Law. Shooby-doo-doo-doo. Oh, yeah. So welcome back to another installment of Professor Charles is Live. Today's video is going to be on The Flash Season 7, Episode 4, Central City Stand. In this episode, I was worried about the Flash, honestly, this season because this whole cliffhanger thing, but it seems like episode 4 kind of ties in everything that needs to be tied in. So let's start off. This episode starts off with Sue. Sue is a love interest of Ralph, Elastic Man, and pretty much Sue is talking to Joe West, which is Iris's father, at the police precinct. She's worried about her family, which is her mother and father. Something's not really right about them. And Sue is absolutely right. Those are not her parents. The people that she saw, that Joe was talking to before Sue got there. And I love Sue, man. Sue is she's like the Catwoman of the Flash, but she's like James Bondish. I don't know how to explain that, but that's the best way I can put it. But Sue disguises herself as a police officer. She tells Joe, those are not my parents. Don't believe them. And we find out that she's right. Ava is on a rampage. We know in the last episode, and I'm sorry I did not discuss this episode, guys. I've been off on it. But in the last episode, we found out that Flash revealed that Ava was not the real Ava. Yes, Mirror Ava. All right. So it was funny because it's like Ava, like, I want to be the real Ava. Well, you Ava, but you just Ava from the mirror world, pretty much, the Mirrorverse. And the thing is, Flash has set her off. She is highly upset with the Flash, furious with him, because he exposed her dirty little secret. And we see that Ava has this plan where she wants to bring all her mirror residents to the Flash Central City. Also in this episode, we deal with Wells. The Flash has been known for having Wells for like each season, the first season all the way up to the 7th season. And, in this episode, we see that the original, the OG, the OG Wells is back, the original, okay? And I was just like, okay, this is cool. They brought the original Wells back, because we all know, with Cisco, pretty much, Zach Barry, something happened because we saw 2 other Wells, right? We see that. I was like, oh, okay, that's neat that we got the original Wells back. But also, we see that Team Flash is a little paranoid with Barry because we see that Barry brings Iris back from the Mirrorverse. And, Cisco, Frost, or Killer Frost, whichever one you want to call her, and Allegra, they're all kind of like paranoid. We see Barry holding Iris in his hands. He's crying. He's like, what's wrong with her? And you can see that Iris, her being so long in the Mirrorverse, it played with her actual body. I think she started to become in sync with the Mirrorverse. She was there the longest, even though Cisco's girlfriend and also the mayor were still inside the mirror world. But Ava, one thing I like about this episode, we see Ava and how Team Flash deals with her. I love that we see Ava versus Team Flash. We see Cisco and like body armor that has vibe energy, because we know Cisco kind of gave up his meta power. And we also see Killer Frost take on Ava and the Flash. I thought that was really, then they had like the doppelganger, like Ava's like all fighting. And I was like, this is really cool. Like they, like just the terms of it. And I love when Flash and Ava kind of like go off real fast with one. I was like, this is really neat, man. I'm like, I really appreciated this episode. I was like, this is neat. We see the team fight Ava. We see Flash fight her. And towards the end, we see Ava saying some things, and I was just like, wow, she says Barry doesn't have any humanity in her, in him, I should say. And I was just like, wow, she really thinks that. And the crazy thing is, Barry realized something when he fought Ava. Ava, she made all these different clones, but she couldn't control them. Like, Central City was still on a rampage. All these Avas are throwing the real people inside the mirror world. Then their counter versions of them are coming to Central City. And, I was like, wow, man, she really made a huge mess. And Ava's right. Barry did lack humanity when it came to that. If you think about it, Barry, I'm not gonna say a track record. I'm not gonna say that. But most of his villains, they end up dying some type of way. Okay? And I was shocked that they let Ava live, man. I was like, now, But then when I thought about it, I said, okay, you can understand she wants to be the ruler of the Mirrorverse. You know what I'm saying? She's like, and I guess she felt like she wanted to replace, like, you could see there was a disposition about her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she may not be the real Ava McCullen, but the thing is, you're like, wait a minute, Ava, like, it's like you really want to be this person because you're trying to run the business that your husband had, your ex-husband. Now you want to, be the big cheese or the big baddie. Ava just wanted to be dominant. She wanted to be a dominant type of person. And you can see that with her personality. She's a bit of a narcissist, right? And we see Ava flip a leaf. Like, she, told him, I can't control my doppelgangers of herself. And we see Iris kind of step in and say, whoa, Iris out here not just having Speed Force in her. On top of that, she still can control mirror particles. So we saw that type of duel. I was like, this is interesting. But also we see something that's wrong. Like they said, I'm referencing a Marvel reference. Forgive me. I know this is a DC show. But with great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben, Spider-Man, right? And that was the problem. Ava had all that power, but it came with great responsibility. She was being destructive versus doing something positive with it. And we saw that how Ava was hurting the citizens of Central City. But the plot twist is Ava and Team Flash, Iris, and pretty much the Flash himself got rid of the clones. Ava was able to get all the doppelgangers out. You know what I'm saying? And she ends up going back to the Mirrorverse. I thought that was really neat. Also, I liked that this episode, even though the Wells came back, he came back for a brief moment. He said, he told Allegra, hey, look, I know you want me to train you to use your meta powers, but this is not why I was here. I was here to help Barry. And I love how Cisco kind of interacted with OG Wells. I'm going to call him OG Wells. OG Wells, because we see that he's a little disappointed because he's like, yo, you were like a mentor to me, a father figure, in Star Labs, and I barely knew you, you know what I'm saying? Because we got to remember when he was originally a part of Team Flash, he was Reverse Flash. So, him not really knowing much about him, there was a disconnect, you know what I'm saying? Yes, he knew the man, but only certain parts of that man as a person, as a mentor, someone he looked up to in Star Labs, which I thought was really neat. And we see him saying farewell to Allegra and Cisco. Also, we learned that Iris had the Speed Force in her all this time. I'm just like, really? Iris had the Speed Force in her all this time? Really? I was thinking to myself, I'm like, But also, we see something else too, guys. Like, literally, I was like noticing it towards the end. Towards the end of this episode, there is something that's coming. It seems like there are other versions of the Speed Force. So season 7 will start off dealing with the different Speed Forces, it seems like. So yeah, I think this episode redeemed itself. We didn't have to go through a whole season 7 dealing with Ava, Iris being stuck in the mirror world, and everyone that was stuck in the mirror world came back to the real world. And I think this episode tied in what was left off in season 6. Also, Ralph, we saw this episode for a brief couple seconds. Yes, there's probably a new actor playing Ralph. It's definitely not the same actor from the previous couple seasons. I am totally fine with that. I like that Ralph and Sue are kind of doing their own thing. Interesting. I think we will see Ralph and Sue definitely again. Don't know when this season, but definitely. And probably next season. Also, a lot of you guys don't know, originally, season 7 of The Flash. This was supposed to be the final season, literally. So we got one more season, season 8. That's it. And also, the original title of this episode was supposed to be Oh Mother. Yeah, I'm just letting the cat out the bag, guys. It's your boy, Professor Charles S. Live. Have a great day. I'm out.